Are the Saints, with Teddy Bridgewater, knowing that Drew Brees may come back, do you think, the team to beat in the NFC?
Well, I had picked the Saints to go to the Super Bowl and win the Super Bowl this year. And, I did that not knowing that Drew Brees would get hurt. So when he got hurt, I wasn't feeling great about my pick. I was feeling like, shoot, man, that's some bad luck. It's kind of like when you draft somebody on your fantasy team and you're hoping for this great year and you're sure the guy's a great player. And then all of a sudden, he's out. It's like, dang, there goes the whole season. There goes the year. But the Saints did something that not a lot of teams do. They've invested in the quarterback position. A lot of people talk about how Sean Payton's in love with Taysom Hill. He tells everybody that'll listen, he's the next Steve Young. We're on to something. Well, if he's the next Steve Young, why is Teddy Bridgewater one of the highest paid backups in the league? They've overinvested in the quarterback position. And, this is a team that has Drew Brees, a first ballot Hall of Famer, on their roster. So the fact that they did is huge for them right now. It's a reason that they're 5-1. It's a reason that they're undefeated at home, undefeated in their division. And people are saying this is the team to beat. And, like you mentioned, I think the 49ers will have something to say about that. I think the Seahawks will have something to say about that. And even in their own division, I think the Carolina Panthers have quietly, won 4 in a row with their backup quarterback who, from what I have heard, a lot of people feel like Kyle Allen gives them a better chance to win than a not 100% Cam Newton. So I think this NFC race is still pretty good. And oh, by the way, there's a guy named Aaron Rodgers that's going to have something to say about it as well.
Yeah, he goes at it tonight against the Detroit Lions and Matthew Stafford. Talking about those Saints team, do they have a really good chance, though, to go undefeated into their bye week with Teddy Bridgewater at quarterback? I mean, Arizona and I think Chicago are there at Chicago, and then Arizona in the next 2 weeks before the bye. I mean, that's if they look at that and they walk away with an undefeated record with Teddy Bridgewater, the starting quarterback, the sky's the limit for this football team.
Yeah, I agree, but I really think they can't fall for that trap. They got to look at it as one game at a time. They're 5-1, but they very easily could have lost a bunch of these games. I was at that Monday Night Football game against Houston. That they could have lost that game 100 different ways. And, they were really fortunate that their special teams is so good. And, they were able to kick a game winner, I believe, at the end. And, I think they can't fall for the trap of looking ahead. And I'll say this, the guy that really makes it all go for me is Alvin Kamara. He's one of the most underrated guys in the league. And to call him underrated is probably kind of wild because I think most people know how good he is. But when he's not out on the field, they are a different team. I go back to the game last year against Dallas. This is kind of when people started getting hot on Dallas. All of a sudden, it was a Thursday night game. Alvin Kamara gets knocked out of the game, and that's when they had Mark Ingram. And it was just a completely different look. It was a completely different team. And I think Latavius Murray's a good player. I think there's some good players out there, but without Alvin Kamara, I just don't think they're as explosive and as dangerous as they are with him. With him, they're definitely a Super Bowl contender, no doubt about it. Without him, I don't know if they're the same.
For more of The Rich Eisen Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV for free on BR Live or download the Rich Eisen Show app.